major pilgrim site about 160 km southeast of Madurai, is held in high esteem by all. The island is in the shape of conch shell, 55 km by 12 km. It is one of the most prominent holiest pilgrimage places in India. Srimad Bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 79, verse 16-17 states that Lord Balram visited Sita Bandhu Rameshwaram in the course of his pilgrimage. Lord Chaitanya also visited Rameshwaram during his South India tour as mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela Chapter 9. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:79-16. There at Setbandhu Rameshwaram, Lord Halyadu gave Brahmanas 10,000 cows in charity. He then visited the Krittamala and Tamparni rivers and the great Malaya mountains. In the Malaya range, Lord Balram found Agastya Rishi sitting in meditation. After bowing down to the sage, the Lord offered him prayers and then received blessings from him.
Wow.
Taking leave from Agastya, he proceeded to the shore of the southern ocean, where he saw goddess Durga in her form of Kanyakumari. It is said that Lord Rama himself installed the Shiva Lingam at this place, thus landing at Rameshwaram Yatra. Rameshwaram, a major pilgrim site about 160 km southeast of Madurai, is held in high esteem by all. The island is in the shape of a conch shell, 55 km by 12 km. It is one of the most prominent holiest pilgrimage places in India. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9 states that Lord Balram visited Setbandhu Rameshwaram in the course of his pilgrimage. Lord Chaitanya also visited Rameshwaram during his South India tour as mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela Chapter 9. Srimad Bhagavatam Chapter 10, 10th Canto 79 Chapter verse 16. There at Setbandhu Rameshwaram, Lord Halyayudha gave Brahmanas 10,000 cows in charity. He then visited the Kritmala and Tamarpani rivers and the great Malaya mountains. In the Malaya range, Lord Balram found Agastya Rishi sitting in meditation. After bowing down to the sage, the Lord offered him prayers and then received blessings from him. Taking leave from Agastya, he proceeded to the shore of Southern Ocean. Here, 10th Canto, Maharaj 79, Chapter 16th verse. Yes, starting sir? Okay, Mother Shloka, okay, that Shloka. It is not mentioned here, I find it out. Hmm. 10th Canto, 79 Chapter, verse 16-17. Should I proceed? Okay. Bring. So 10th canto, 79 chapter 6 verse number 16-17. There at Sheet Bandhu Rameshwaram, Lord Halayagava gave Brahmana 10,000 cows in charity. He then visited the Kirtamala and Tamarpani rivers and the great Malya mountains. In the Malya range, Lord Balram found Agastya Rishi sitting in meditation. After going down to the sage, the Lord offered him prayers and then received blessings from him. Taking leave from Agastya, he proceeded to the shore of Southern Ocean, where he saw Goddess Durga in her form of Kanyakumari. Text 18. Next he went to Falgun Tirtha and bathed in the sacred Panchapashra lake, where Lord Vishnu had directly manifested himself. At this place he gave away another 10,000 cows. The Supreme Lord then travelled through the kingdoms of Kerala and Trigata, visiting Lord Shiva's sacred city of Gokarna, where Lord Dhurjati Shiva directly manifests himself. After also visiting Goddess Parvati, who dwells on an island, Lord Balram went to the holy district of Surparakha and bathed in the Tapi, Payoshni and Nirvadaya rivers. He next entered the Dandaka forest and went to the river Reva, along which the city of Mahishpati is found. Then he bathed at Manu Tirtha and finally returned to Prabhash. The Lord heard from some Brahmanas not all the kings involved in the battle between Kurus and Pandavas had been killed. From this he concluded that the earth was now relieved of her burden. Wanting to stop the club fight then raging between Bhima and Duryodhan on the battlefield, Lord Balram went to Kurukshetra. When Yudhishthir, Lord Krishna, Arjun and the twin brothers Nakul and Sahadev saw Lord Balram, they offered him respectful obeisances, but said nothing, thinking, what has he come here to tell us? Srila Prabhupada writes, the reason they were silent was that Lord Balram was somewhat affectionate toward Duryodhan, and Duryodhan had learned from Balramji the art of fighting with a club. Thus, when the fighting was going on, King Yudhishthir and others thought that Balram might have come there to say something in favor of Duryodhan, and therefore they remained silent. Lord Balram found Duryodhan and Bhima with clubs in their hands, each furiously striving for victory over the other as they circled about skillfully. The Lord addressed them as follows. Lord Balram said, King Duryodhana and Bhima, listen. You two warriors are equal in fighting prowess. I know that one of you has greater physical power while the other is better trained in technique. Bhima was physically more powerful, but Duryodhana was more advanced in terms of technique. Since you are so evenly matched in fighting powers, I do not see how either of you can win or lose this duel. Therefore, please stop this useless battle. Sukdev Goswami continued, they did not accept Lord Balram's request. O king, although it was logical, for their mutual enmity was irrevocable. Each of them constantly remembered the insults and injuries he had suffered from the other. Concluding that the battle was the arrangement of fate, Lord Balram went back to Dwarka. There he was greeted by Ugrasen and his other relatives, who were all delighted to see him. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti explains that the word distam, fate, indicates that the battle between Bhima and Duryodhana had been enjoyed by Lord Krishna and set into motion by him. Later, Lord Balram returned to Naimisharanya, where the sages joyfully engaged him, the embodiment of all sacrifices, in performing various kinds of Vedic sacrifice. Lord Balram was now retired from warfare. Srila Prabhupada writes, when Lord Balram went to the holy place of pilgrimage at Naimisharanya, the sages, saintly person, and the Brahmanas all received him standing. They understood that Lord Balram, although a Kshatriya, was now retired from the fighting business. The Brahmanas and the sages, who were always for peace and tranquility, were very pleased at this. All of them embraced Balram with great affection and induced him to perform various kinds of sacrifices in that sacred spot of Naimisharanya. Actually, Lord Balram had no business performing the sacrifices recommended for ordinary human beings. He is the Supreme Lord, and therefore he himself is the enjoyer of all such activities, all such sacrifices. As such, his exemplary action in performing sacrifices was only to give a lesson to the common man to show how one should abide by the injunctions of the Vedas. The all-powerful Lord Balram bestowed upon the sages pure spiritual knowledge, by which they could see the whole universe within him and also see him pervading everything. After executing with his wife the Abhuta ablutions, the beautifully dressed and ornamented Lord Balram, encircled by his immediate family and other relatives and friends, looked as splendid as the moon surrounded by his effulgent rays.
Back to the note.
Yes, madam.
Go back to the notes.
Okay, the notes.
ESDF.
Yes, madam, just opening the first one. It is said that Lord Rama himself installed the Shivlingam at this place, thus lending added importance to it. And this holy place is thus held in high esteem by both Vaishnavists and Shivists. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 9, verse 199, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada mentions in the purport the path from Mandapam through the ocean of the island known as Pamban consists partly of sand and partly of water. The island of Pamban is about 17 miles long and 6 miles wide. On this island, 4 miles north of Pamban harbour, is Setbindu, where the temple of Rameshwar is located. This is a temple of Lord Shiva, and the name Rameshwar indicates that he is a great personality whose worshipable deity is Lord Rama. Thus, Lord Shiva, found in the temple of Rameshwar, is a great devotee of Lord Ramchandra. In this area, there are 24 different holy places, out of which Dhanush Tirtharam, located about 20 miles southeast of Rameshwaram. It is near the last station of the Southern Railway, a station called Ramnath. It is said that on the request of Ravana's younger brother Vibhishan, Lord Ramchand destroyed the bridge to Lanka with his bow while returning to his capital. It is also said that one who visits Dhanush Tirtha is liberated from the cycle of birth and death, and that one who baths there gets all the fruitful result of performing the yajna known as Agni Stoma. First, Ram Jharuka. A small hill on the bank of the sea is called Gandamandal. There are footprints of Sri Ram on the hill. Standing here, Sri Ram had seen the beautifully view of the sea. That's why it is called Ram Jharuka. Ramar Patham is a historical significant place where Lord Ram and his army were resting and planning their journey to Sri Lanka. This place is also mentioned in the great Ramayana. It's also the same place where Lord Hanuman took a long leap towards Sri Lanka from this hill in search of goddess Sita. At this temple, Lord Ram's feet are printed on the chakra in the sanctum at the premises of the temple. We need to climb around 25 steps to reach this temple. Namar Pandam offers a spectacular panoramic view of the entire Rameshwaram island. We can feel a wonderful cool breeze of air when we climb the upper floor of Mandapam. This is the highest altitude of Rameshwaram. The view of the entire island and the sea from the top of this place is mesmerizing. Sakshi Hanuman Temple. The Satuchi Hanuman Temple in Rameshwaram is located at a distance of 3 km from Sri Ramanath Swami Temple and is on the way of Gandamantha Parvatham. According to a legend, Hanuman gave Lord Rama the good news of having found Sita in Lanka. He delivered the news along with Satuchi, or true evidence, in the form of Sita's Chudamani or jewels. It is also believed that Lord Rama cried in happiness on having realized this. His wife was still alive. Rama also acknowledged Hanuman as his true bhakta or follower who went through a lot of hardships to bring him the news of Sita. Devotees of both Rama and Hanuman visit the temple every year. Ramkund. This is where Lord Rama created a pond for doing his puja. This is known as Rama Tirtham. It is located close to two other temples and quite close to Lakshmana Tirtham and Sita Tirtham. Rama Tirtham is a place where Lord Ram took rest for some time, and also it is believed that Lord Rama took a bath in this tank. There a temple and a pond side by side. Temple is small but beautiful, made up in a typical Dravidian style with pillars and statues. Then Sita Kunda. This Tirtham is a well near the coastal line of the sea. Through sea water is present near the well. The water inside the Tirtham tastes like pure sweet water. It is said that while returning to Ayodhya, after all the rituals and Shiv Puja in Rameshwaram, Lord Rama's wife Sita felt thirst and asked him to arrange water to drink to her and whole army. So Lord Rama relieved a arrow from his bow and created a spring with sweet water near the sea to quench this thirst. Lakshmana Kunda. Lakshmana Tirtharam is located a kilometer away from Rameshwar Temple. Lord Lakshman had installed a lingam and offered prayers to Lord Shiva at this place. Lord Lakshman had taken a bath in this pond. Panchmukhi Hanuman Temple. Panchmukhi Hanuman Temple, the five-phase Hanuman Temple, is situated at a distance.
Panchmukhi Hanuman Temple. Panchmukhi Hanuman Temple, the five. Panchmukhi Hanuman Temple, the five-faced Hanuman Temple, is situated at a distance of 2 kilometers from Sri Ramanath Swami Temple. Ramnath Swami Temple. This temple is dedicated to Lord Hanuman. It is said that Lord had revealed his five faces here. Hence the idol of Hanuman is depicted with five faces, which are of Lord Hanuman in the middle, along with faces of Lord Narasimha, Lord Adivaraha, Lord Garuda and Lord Hayagriva on the sides. The statue has been covered with Sinduram by saints. Another major attraction of this temple are the floating stones that have been kept at the temple for the devotees to see. These floating stones were used for building the floating bridge named Setu Bandham from Rameshwaram to Lanka, so that Lord Ram, Lord Lakshman along with others could go to Lanka to rescue goddess Sita and put an end to the brutalities of demon Ravana. According to the legend, during the war between Lord Ram and demon Ravan, who had abducted goddess Sita, Ravana had sought the help of Mahi Ravan, who was the king of Patal Loka. However, Lord Hanuman, in order to protect Lord Ram and Lakshman, had built a huge fortress around them with his tail. So later, Mahi Ravan disguised himself as Vibhishan, brother of Ravan, who was helping Lord Ram in the war. He then took Lord Ram and Lord Lakshman to Patal Lok so as to kill them. Lord Hanuman, while searching them, also reached Patal Loka, where he found out that in order to kill Mahiravan, he is supposed to extinguish all the 5 lamps at the same time. These 5 lamps were burning in different directions. So to kill Mahiravan and save Lord Ram and Lord Lakshman, Lord Hanuman took the form of Panchmukhi Hanuman and put out all the lamps at the same time. The 5 faces of Lord Hanuman are of Lord Varaha, that faces the north, Lord Narasimha faces the south, Lord Garuda facing the west, Lord Hanuman facing the east, along with face of Lord Haygriva that faces the sky. Agni Tirtham. Agni Tirtham is an important holy place in Rameshwaram. After Agni Dev returned Sita to Lord Ramachandra, he asked Lord Ram for a place where he could get purified because he had taken Sita away. So Lord Ramachandra asked him to take his bath in the ocean, and that place came to be known as Agni Tirtha. It is said that anyone who bathes in this place will develop the quality of chastity. Agni Tirtham is only 100 meters in front of the magnificent East Gopuram of the Rameshwaram Temple. Next is Dhanushkodi Tirtham or Dhanush Tirth. It is located at the eastern end of the Rameshwaram island. It is named after Lord Ramachandra's bow and is at a distance of 18 kilometers from Rameshwaram Temple. The boulders in the sea between Sri Lanka and Dhanushkodi are known as Adam's Bridge. Lord Rama used them to reach across Lanka. The Setu that was built by the monkey soldiers was 80 miles wide and 800 miles long. On the first day of the construction of the bridge, they covered 100 miles, and the next day they completed 150 miles. Within 5 days, they built a seamless and perfectly symmetrical bridge. The entire bridge was 800 miles long and 80 miles wide. After Ravana was killed, Lord Ramachandra along with his army returned to Rameshwaram. At that time, Vibhishan approached Lord Ramchandra and requested him that this beautiful Setu which we have built is so good, but it gives easy access to Lanka, and in future some demoniac kings may attack Lanka or some Rakshasa may come over and cause disruption here. So please break this bridge. So upon the request of Vibhishan, Lord Ramachandra took his bow, and with one end of the bow he cut the bridge into 3 parts, and the bridge was destroyed. The two oceans, Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean, which were separated by the bridge, merged together. Sri Ramachandra called for all the holy waters and tirthas of the entire universe to enter into Dhanushkodi Tirtham. All the heavenly tirthas personified came there and filled up the sea where the bridge was broken. The place is so beautiful that Lord Ramachandra and Sita Devi bathed here. Lord Rama said, "Anyone who comes here will be liberated from material bondage, and we will shower our mercy on them." Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 9, verse 199 mentions that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Dhanushkodi Tirtham during his South India tour and took bath here. Madhya Leela, chapter 9. सेतु बंध आसी कैला धनुष तीर्थ स्नान रामेश्वर देखी तहाँ करीला विश्राम. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to Setu Bandh Rameshwar, where he took his bath at the place called Dhanush Tirtha. From there he visited the Rameshwar Temple and then took rest. The path from Mandapam through the ocean to the island known as Pambam consists partly of sand and partly of water. The island of Pambam is about 17 miles long and 6 miles wide. On this island, 4 miles north of Pamban Harbour is Setu Bandh, where the temple of Rameshwar is located. This is the temple of Lord Shiva, and the name Rameshwar indicates that he is a great personality whose worshipable deity is Lord Ram. Thus, the Lord Shiva found in the temple of Rameshwar is a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. It is said, Devi Pattanam Arabhya Gacheyoho Setubandhanam. After visiting the temple of the goddess Durga, one should go to the temple of Rameshwar. In this area, there are 24 different holy places, one of which is Dhanush Tirtha, located about 12 miles southeast of Rameshwar. It is near the last station of the South Indian Railway, a station called Ramnath. It is said that here, on the request of Ravana's younger brother Vibhishan, Lord Ramachandra destroyed the bridge to Lanka with his bow while returning to his capital. It is also said that one who visits Dhanush Tirtha is liberated from the cycle of birth and death, and that one who bathes there gets all the fruitive results of performing the yajna known as Agni Stoma.
Let's continue reading.
In 1964, this place was struck by a cyclone and was completely washed away. Nowadays, Dhanushkodi is a strip of land about 1 kilometer wide and 18 kilometers long on the eastern end of Rameshwaram island. On one side are the waters of the Indian Ocean, and on the other side the waters of the Bay of Bengal. The two seas, otherwise known as Ratnakaran and Mahodadhi, with their confluence, is shaped like a bow, while the strip of land resembles an arrow poised for release. It is a place where the rough water of Indian Ocean and the calm sea of Bay of Bengal confluence together. Before 1964, this was a flourishing place with railway station called Ramnath, last station on Southern Railway, hospital and port for many ferry services between Dhanushkodi and Talai Mannar in Sri Lanka. Currently, mute evidence has remained in this place. Dhanushkodi is about 18 miles west of Talai Mannar in Jaffna, Ceylon. Before 1964 storm, there was a train service up to Dhanushkodi called Boat Mail from Chennai Egmore station. The train linked a steamer to Ceylon. During the 1964 storm, a huge wave of about 20 feet came crashing on the town from Park Way, straight east of the town, and destroyed the whole town, a train, the Pamban rail bridge, etc. Dhanushkodi has the only land border between India and Ceylon, which is one of the smallest in the world, just 50 yards in length, on a sand dune in Park Strait. Sri Kalyan Jagannath Perumal Temple. This is one of the 108 Divya Desham of Sri Vaishnavas. This is a historic place and temple in relation to the ancient epic Ramayana of Lord Rama. This is the place where Vibhishan surrendered to Lord Rama. Samudra Raja surrendered to Lord Rama. Lord Rama, along with the monkeys, built the Setu Karai, Setu bridge, to go to Lanka from here. The presiding god is Adi Jagannath. Goddess is Padmashini Thayyar. Two of the other Sannidhi altars are dedicated to deities of Lord Rama, Pattabhir Rama and Darva Shayyan Rama. Thirupullani Jagannath Temple is among the 108 Divya Deshams of Sri Vaishnava. Sri Kalyan Jagannath is the presiding deity with his consort Kalyan Valli Thayyar and Padmasini Thayyar. Since Vibhishan fell at Sri Ram's feet for complete Sharnagati at this place, it is also known as Sharnagati Kshetram. Also, Ocean God and his wife sought Sharnagati at the same place. Sri Rama did fasting and penance on grass in Shayan, sleeping pose for 7 days. Thus, the place got its name as Tirupullari, meaning the place where the Lord's bed was grass. Normally, the Lord appears in Shayan sleep pose only on the serpent bed. However, in this Kshetram, he is lying on grass, and Thiru means Lord. Thus, the Lord Thirupullani is known as Lord who took rest on grass. As per Sri Vaishnav, King Dashrath performed Putra Kameshti Yagya here in front of Lord Adi Jagannath and thus obtained 4 sons. These deities were worshipped by Lord Rama when he came here. It is also said that the deities gave Lord Ram a Sharang bow by which he could defeat Ravana. The 3 altars in the temple are Adi Jagannath, Lord Rama sleeping on Darba grass, Lord Rama giving darshan along with Sita Devi and Lakshman. Requesting Samudradev. On Vibhishan's advice that he should ask Samudradev's help in order to cross the ocean to Lanka, Lord Ramachandra came to the shore of ocean at this very place and began to meditate upon the god of the sea, Samudradev. He laid on kusha grass in meditation. Lord Ramachandra is the supreme absolute truth, and he is teaching the most exemplary behavior, which is to honor people who have high responsibility. Lord Chaitanya said that the following of Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament that makes the devotee beautiful in the eyes of Lord Sri Krishna. Unless the Lord reveals it, we would never understand what Vaishnava etiquette is. Lord Chaitanya, while embarking on his South Indian tour, took blessings and permission of all the Vaishnavas. In every moment of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad, there is this beautiful jewel of Vaishnava etiquette, which is based on humility, respect, and an eagerness to serve and receive blessings and give blessings. Lord Ramachandra laid on the kusha grass, meditating and praying in his heart for Samudradev, the king of the sea, to come before him to resolve this very serious dilemma. A huge army had assembled on the shore of the ocean, but except Hanuman, no one could cross the ocean. Rama prayed while fasting for 3 days and night, but Samudradev didn't come. He was not following any etiquette. The core reason why someone makes aparadh is due to arrogance or the false ego. Lord Rama expressed his emotions as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He turned to Lakshmana and said, "This king of ocean is so arrogant. I have been sitting here fasting for 3 days and 3 nights and he doesn't say anything. This is because people who are too much intoxicated by material power This is because people who are too much intoxicated by material power and influence doesn't take seriously the humble appeals of others. With all humility, politeness and gentleness, I have been coming to him. But such a wretched state of consciousness he is in that he is thinking humility is a weakness. He is thinking brute force and harshness is real strength. Arrogant people respect arrogance, but I will devastate his arrogance. On this very day, I'll dry up the ocean into dry desert." Lord Rama was enraged. He took his powerful bow and shot 100 arrows. Within a second, the sea started to boil. The sea became so agitated that the waves were so huge that even the whales, alligators and sharks were flying in the air and falling back into the ocean. Rama could not be pacified by Lakshmana or the other great sages. Rama invoked the Brahmastra, and in fear the sea receded 10 miles. At that moment, Samudradev arose from the ocean. He wore beautiful garments and jewels. With all humility, he prostrated at the lotus feet of Ramachandra and begged forgiveness. Lord forgave him and gave him shelter. Ram asked him, "Please tell us how we can cross this ocean." Samudradev said that in the monkey army there is Nal, who is the son of Vishwakarma, the architect and designer of the demigods. He knows the art of construction, and you make him the in charge for building a bridge. Samudradev assured that no aquatics will disturb the building of the bridge, and the stones will float on the waters of the ocean. Close to Thirupullani, at a distance of 4 kilometers, is Setu Karai, or the shore. Setu Karai or shore is close to Thirupullani at a distance of 4 kilometers. This is the place from where Lord Ramachandra constructed Setu bridge to Lanka with the help of Lord Hanuman, Nal, and the monkey army to rescue Sita Devi from the clutches of Ravana. At this place there is temple with the deity of Hanuman. It is amazing to see that the deity of Hanuman is directly facing the ocean. Gotham Swami Temple is located 12 kilometers away from Rameshwaram. Here Lord Ramachandra arranged for the coronation of Vibhishan as the king of Lanka after his surrender. The walls of Gotham Swami Temple are adorned with marvelous paintings that depict the story of Ramayana. History of Vibhishan's surrender. When Ravana's spies, headed by Shardul, reported to him that there are countless monkeys assembled on the shore across the ocean, Ravana decided to have a special war council. He called all his generals and commanders and explained the situation to them. Ravana said, "A first-class leader does not make a decision without consulting, with open mind, wise, experienced ministers, friends who have been faithful throughout the life, and family members who have proven their love, and after taking that counsel and seriously considering every word of it, depending upon the higher power of God or providence for right direction. A second-class leader with his own intelligence searches his own heart what's best to do, and then after considering everything, takes full responsibility. A third-class leader is the one who hastily attacks or does something serious without due consideration of the pros and cons." The ministers were very enthusiastic. One by one, they stood up, raised their weapons, and began to glorify Ravan and their own prowess. They were hungry for war. Finally, Vibhishan stood up and spoke the truth. He said, "In the battle, the virtuous are empowered to have unlimited victory, and the sinful are doomed to defeat. Ramachandra is supremely virtuous, and Rakshasas are sinful. We cannot stand before them. These men are not your friends. All of these generals are simply telling you what you want to hear and not speaking the truth." Vibhishan then told Ravan about Khar and Dushan. When they attacked Ramachandra, Lord Ramachandra single-handedly destroyed their entire army of 14,000 soldiers in just 2 hours. He is not a mortal. Ramachandra is the Supreme Lord, and his wrath can destroy the whole universe. Vibhishan said, "Stealing Sita Devi was sinful. Please return Sita Devi to Ramachandra, or we will perish. Ramachandra will forgive you. Just beg forgiveness and return Sita. Otherwise, you and your entire dynasty will be destroyed, and you will be the cause of it." Next day morning, Vibhishan again went to meet Ravana and again tried to counsel him. Ravana was disturbed. He said to Vibhishan, "Why do you question my prowess? No one can defeat me. I will defeat Ram single-handedly. I can wipe out the entire monkey army. Why do you question me? I cannot give Sita. There will be a war. Vibhishan was devastated. There is nothing else he could do, but still he was going to try. Ravana then called all his greatest war generals in the assembly hall. He told them that his heart has been captivated by Sita and he cannot give her up. He told them a lie. He said that Sita promised him that if Ram does not come to take her away within a year, then she'll be mine. Someone told him that you have the strength of thousands of elephants and Sita is just a little girl. Why don't you enjoy her by force? Ravana then revealed a secret. Once he was infatuated by seeing the beauty of heavenly damsel Rambha. He chased after her and forcefully enjoyed her. She went to her husband Nal Kuber. He was so devastated that he cursed me, and if I ever try to enjoy any woman without her independent consent, then my head will break into hundreds of pieces. Lord Brahma confirmed this curse upon me, so I cannot enjoy Sita by force. She has to submit to me, and she will never submit to me till she has hope that Rama will come to rescue her. Hearing this, all the generals gave their full support to Ravana and agreed for war. At that time, Vibhishan stood up and said, "Who has put this venomous serpent around you? Sita is like a serpent. Her charming smile, her fangs, her shapely form is her coils. Her chaste, faithful love for Lord Ramchandra is like the venomous poison that is going to be the cause of your death. Give up Sita and live. By fighting with Ram, you are putting a nose around your own neck." At that time, Indrajit began to brag about his prowess. Vibhishan chastised Indrajit. When Ravan heard Vibhishan chastising his son, he became furious. He stared into his eyes and said, "It is better to live with a venomous snake than with someone who is taking the shelter of your enemy." He then rejected Vibhishan and asked him to get out of Lanka. Lord Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, "Within every heart there is a divine and a demoniac nature. By the choices we make and by our own seriousness in our spiritual practices, we are meant to cultivate and give strength to our divine nature and subdue this demoniac nature that is within us." Shurpnakha wanted to enjoy Ram and kill Sita Devi. Ravana wanted to enjoy Sita and kill Ram, and Vibhishan wanted to return Sita to Ram, and Vibhishan wanted to return Sita to Ram and offer loving devotion. They are living in the same place. In a similar way, in our own hearts, we have Shurpnakha's tendency, Ravana's tendency, and deep down we have our eternal natural Vibhishana's tendency. We can cleanse the heart of the anarthas of Ravan and Shurpnakha by taking shelter of Lord himself, and in this age of Kali, the Lord is there to annihilate these demons within and empower the divinity within us by the chanting of the holy names. After being chastised by Ravana, Vibhishan and his 4 faithful ministers ascended in the sky. From there he looked down and spoke these final words to his brother. "I have honestly tried to help you, but I cannot tolerate harsh words against me, nor can I tolerate your sinful attachment to Sita. On this very day, I am going to leave behind my family, wealth, and everything I have, and I renounce you." Sugriva and other monkey soldiers saw Vibhishan and his 4 ministers in the sky and were about to attack them. Vibhishan said that he had come to take shelter of Lord Ramachandra. Sugriva went to Lord Ram and informed him about Vibhishan. Lord Ram asked them what he should do with Vibhishan. Sugriva said, "They are demons. By nature they are deceitful and they cannot be trusted." Jamban had similar opinion. Finally Lord Ram asked Hanuman for his opinion. Hanuman said, "Vibhishan is honest. While in Lanka, he was constantly advising Ravan to give back Sita Devi. we should immediately accept him to be one of our family members. He wants shelter. Please give him shelter. Lord Ramachandra very much appreciated Hanuman's words. Lord Rama's vow. Lord Ramchandra then spoke his mortal words. Anyone, whoever they may be, who sincerely take shelter of me and honestly says even once that from this day, O my Lord, I take your shelter, I have to give him shelter. I declare this vow before all of you. Even if Ravana himself were to come to me today and with a sincere and honest heart seek shelter of me, I'll give him shelter.
This case is does not involve this number. The particular one is this value. So that is happening. This is a case that he is filing. The case against you is so they are in the original affair, but when they try to bring someone into court, we get shot. He has to on paper, yes. This matter is for sure. Because the district court matter I am involved every time. He is done it effectively to add to this case because he has given him some money. He has filed a case against him for that. This one I'm very clear, but I will have
जाति